Hello everybody, Infinite Shinjo here, and welcome back to the next episode of Let's Talk Anime. Now, it probably hasn't been too long for you guys, hopefully, but it's been a while since I've recorded an episode of this, and that's mainly because sometimes trying to find time to watch you guys' suggestions and my own anime sometimes is a little bit tricky, but I managed to find time to watch each one of these, and I'm going to discuss them. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm out of the loop with recording this by now. But we are going to start by talking about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Now, Super Dragon Ball Heroes is an interesting one because it's mainly just here to promote this new game in Japan, I believe. It's nothing super canon or anything like that. It's basically just here to promote the new games coming out. And I think Few is actually a fighter in that, and I would imagine that a lot of the characters in Super Dragon Ball Heroes are able to be played with as well. But honestly, just from the get-go, my personal enjoyment of it, I really like it. First of all, it's super short. Each episode is maybe about 8 minutes long, so it's not like you have to devote so much time to watching each episode. And they have a lot of cool action sequences in there, which is basically it. Actually, a little while ago, me and my friend Vifus did discuss this series. I think it's on part 4 of our summer anime video or whatever. I think it's the last part. And we both basically say that it's just dumb fun to watch with your friends. It's something just for the die-hard fans of Dragon Ball in general. Especially with when Cooler becomes golden, because Cooler's compared to Frieza so much that they decided, oh, we're gonna make Cooler golden now. But outside of that, the plot is more or less super generic. Goku, Vegeta, and Mai are all just goofing off, doing their own thing. Trunks, I don't remember if he gets captured or he goes there himself willingly, but he goes to this prison planet. And basically, it's like the Wish Away Island from the Fairly Odd Parents. Every single one of Timmy's wishes that he wished away is all there, and they're out to seek revenge. The usual. So really, it's just like a fan letter to all those people that really like Dragon Ball. And even someone like me that isn't super invested in Dragon Ball a lot of the time, because I barely watch GT, if anything at all. But for someone like me, I still enjoy it. Now, the only con that I can say about it is the schedule is not consistent at all. And I get that it doesn't have to be super consistent because it's just a series just to promote the games. I get that. But when your schedule is one episode comes out, say, July 17th. I don't know the actual dates, but just saying for example, one episode is July 17th. Then the next one is August 24th. There's so much of a gap in there that you almost have to rewatch the previous episodes just to remember what's going on. Which isn't too much of an issue because the episodes aren't that long. But I still feel like kind of odd that the schedule is so spread out. And actually, when this was first suggested to me, it was only episode 2 that was recently out. And now episode 3 is out, and for all I know, episode 4 and 5 might already be out by the time that this video is out. Actually, I think episode 4 came out already. I can't remember. The schedule is so far apart, I can't even remember what episodes are out and which episodes aren't out. I don't even know how many episodes there are going to be, honestly. But considering that the series only has a couple of episodes under its belt at the time, and they're only 8 minutes apiece, it was really hard for me to find things that I disliked about it in the start. But the next topic that I'm going to be discussing is Vivid Strike. Now, there's actually a story to this one. To give you a basis of it, it started when, I think it was a member of an anime group that I'm a part of, shared a video where, I can't remember if it was a character I met yet, or if it's a character that I haven't, basically, they were being bullied in school, and she basically got revenge on them. I can't remember who it was, what was going on. I know it must have been one of the later episodes, because I didn't see it in the episodes I saw. And everybody that watched the video were basically saying, yeah, karma, that person gets what they deserve. And I'm thinking, okay, this anime sounds interesting, just because of the whole concept of getting back on your bullies, which is something I always wanted to do in the back of my mind, because I don't know what I am. I don't want to say I'm a psychopath or anything for trying to get back on my bullies, but I guess I'm a good believer in karma? But anyway, I asked what the anime was, and they said it was Vivid Strike, and I watched the first couple of episodes a while ago, and I'm thinking, okay, this is cool, nothing really spectacular, and just dropped it and never came back to it. Now, it was suggested for Let's Talk Anime, so now I have to discuss it. So I rewatched, I think it was episodes 1 through 3. I can't really remember. The episodes and the things that I discuss might let you know what episodes I did watch. But from what I can remember, the basic plot of it is that this main girl, who is either Rin or Fuka, I can't remember which one, I'll call her Rin just for the sake of making sure that I know what I'm talking about. I got a 1 in 2 chance of getting it right anyway. But basically, she had a friend. Actually, I think Rin and Fuka were friends when they were younger. And basically, they drifted apart. She got into like the competitive boxing scene or something like that. It's not really boxing, but it's more or less just boxing. And the other one is just more or less homeless, and she gets invited into this like dojo sort of place where she's basically invited in and works there. That's not the best explanation of it, but that's the one that I'm giving right now. Now, the things that I like about it is the character designs. And normally, I don't really gush so much over character designs, but I really like their character designs. Especially the fact that there are 2 characters that have 2 colored eyes. Because I remember how cool it was when darts had 2 colored eyes in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I just like that concept. I see one right now from the poster that I'm looking at, but I can't remember the other one that had 2 colored eyes. But I'm sure that I'll probably just put that person in the thumbnail, so you'll know that I know who it is. But I do like the character designs. They're distinct enough to know that they're from Vivid Strike instead of another anime. And the second thing that I liked is I really appreciate that Rin and Fuka's little dispute over I can't remember what, probably just because she went her own way and left the other one in the dust. I do like that that was brought up super early in the series rather than waiting till the middle half of the series. Because that would have been so annoying if you were just like, I hate that person, I'm not going to tell you why. And then right at the end of the series, okay, here's the backstory. I would not have liked it that much if I would have found that out right at the end, or if I would have just been kept guessing on what their relationship is. Now, the thing that I didn't like is the fact that the transformation sequence basically comes out of nowhere. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention, there's transformation in this. I'm sure that I'm going to do a great explanation with what the transformation is, but basically, this one girl has like a little stuffed rabbit that for the longest time everybody thought, oh, it's just a stuffed rabbit. And come to find out, that's the key to her transforming, and everybody can transform for whatever reason. I can't remember why, and that's probably the best explanation that I can have from it. Honestly, I would have preferred it if either they took out the transformation thing, or they would have hinted at it a little bit more. Because when the episode comes out that they have the transformation thing, it just comes out of left field. And I did not expect that at all, and it confused me so much. But overall, it's a pretty interesting show, a cool concept, and I don't really hear many people talking about it. So, if that interests you, I would say watch it. Oh boy, now the last topic that I'm going to discuss today is Kamen Rider ZIO? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll just call it Kamen Rider for the sake of the video, so that way you know which one I'm talking about since it's on the screen. So yeah, another Kamen Rider that I'm discussing. And basically the plot of this one is the main character is going to be a ruler in the future, and everybody is either wanting him to do it or stopping him from doing it. It's a little bit confusing, but the things that I like about it is, first of all, the opening is cool. I'm probably not going to be able to find the video. You guys could probably find it pretty easily. There's a overlap of this opening with Party Rock Anthem, and I watched that and I could not believe how much it syncs together. It's just perfect and hilarious at the same time. And the other thing that I liked is the scene where Soga, I believe Soga's the main character, is being followed by that giant robot controlled by guys. It's pretty well animated, and I know that 3D CGI stuff like that is always kind of questionable in the anime community. I know that there was an uproar over when Golden Kamen we had that bear, I think it was. I see that clip every so often online, so that's the one I remember. But I know that the whole CGI 3D effect is always kind of iffy in the anime community, but I feel like it worked well here. Now, the things that I didn't like, first of all, I'm never really a fan of time travel concepts in shows. Unless I'm mistaken, there are only a couple of them that I appreciated or liked in general. One of them, Back to the Future, because Back to the Future is just iconic. And I'm sure that there's other ones that I'm missing right now, but I did like that Phineas and Ferb special across the second dimension or whatever it was. I did like them, but for the most part with time travel, it's just like, don't go into the past or the future because you're going to alter everything, and they go into the past or future and alter everything. And for me, I feel like in Back to the Future and Phineas and Ferb, they actually had legitimate reasons for doing it. Other ones, it's just like, well, we gotta fill a time gap, so let's just go into the past or the future. I don't know. I've never really been that much of a fan of time travel because it's all so confusing to me. Now, the second thing, if any of you have watched this Kamen Rider, let me know what you think about this. But it just annoyed me so much how Soga, the main character, hawed around for so much. Because one minute he's just like, do I want to be a king? Because if I'm gonna be the king here, I'm also gonna be evil. And the next minute he's like, okay, I'm gonna be the king. I'm gonna be the king. I'm gonna take care of all of this. And the next minute he goes back to wondering, do I actually want to be king? He wavers so much over whether he wants to be king or not that it just becomes annoying to me. From what I remember in the episode, there were some moments of, well, I've always wanted to be a king, but not like this. But now it's just like, he has two different personalities, one that wants to be king and one that doesn't want to be king. I don't know, it's just a little bit annoying for me that he wants to be king, but he doesn't want to be king at the same time. Next, can we talk about Soga for a minute? His basic idea is that he's wanted to be king since he was young. I haven't met anybody that's wanted to be king of anything since they were so young. I know that there are some kids that want to grow up to be a doctor or a baseball player or anything like that, but a king? That's a little bit excessive for me, and it's a little bit confusing that anybody would want to be king voluntarily. I don't know. But that is going to do it for this video, and if you enjoyed, do not forget to hit that like button down below, and subscribe so you don't miss any other episodes of Let's Talk Anime. And I guess I'll just see you in the next one. Make sure to leave any suggestions for Let's Talk Anime in the comment section, and I'll get to them when I get to them. Momentai. 大体エスタデイ365日分の学びをカバンに詰め込んでいつもみたい